you, Chris. I'd like to read from my project Responsorial Psalms for the Postmodern Church. If you want to try, joining in, please do. But I'm not going to sweat it too much. But I still think it works best in the responsorial format. So I'm going to go through the motions.
It doesn't really bend much. Do you want me to take it off?
Yeah, you know what? See what it is?
Yeah, just push the little button there. You do that?
See what I
Oh, look what you did! Okay, I'll take training from you later. Thank you, Doug.
Sure. Okay, this is after Psalm 120. In my distress, I cry to the divorce lawyer that he may answer me. In my distress, I cry to the divorce lawyer that he may answer me. Deliver me, O mouthpiece, from lying lips, from the harpy's tongue. In my distress, I cry to the divorce lawyer that he may answer me. What shall be given to you? And what more can you squeeze from me, you blood-sucking bitch? The glowing coals of the house I paid for shall be your alimony. In my distress, I cry to the divorce lawyer that he may answer me. Woe is me that I sojourn in California, that I dwell in a community property state. Too long have I had my dwelling among those who worship the sun. I am for a settlement, but when I speak, her lawyers want war. In my distress, I cry to the divorce lawyer that he may answer me. This is after Psalm 122, subtitled A Song of Sixpence. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. Our prime rates have been standing within your stagflation, O Greenspan. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. Wall Street, built as an old boys club, which is bound firmly together, to which the 1% go up, the 1% of the population. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. As was decreed for the big corporations to give thanks to the Supreme Court, their thrones for judgment were fixed, the thrones of the House of Representatives. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. Pray for the deregulation of money markets. May they prosper who love you. Peace be within your tax loopholes and securities within your towers. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. For my shareholders and directors' sake, I will say, fleece be within you. For the sake of the house of the Lord our God, I will seek easy credit. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the floor of the NASDAQ. This is after Psalm 139, in praise of omniscience. Even before a word is on my tongue, O big brother, you know it completely. Even before a word is on my tongue, O big brother, you know it completely. O Homeland Security, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O big brother, you know it completely. Even before a word is on my tongue, O big brother, you know it completely. You tune me in, behind and before, and lay your ears upon me. Such knowledge is too trivial for you. It is so boring that I cannot comprehend it. Even before a word is on my tongue, O big brother, you know it completely. Where can I go from your surveillance? Or where can I flee from your phone tap? If I send email, you are there. If I make a call on my cell, you are there. If I take the search of the Google or post at the farthest pages of Facebook, Even there, the NSA shall watch me, and its transcribers shall take it all down. Even before a word is on my tongue, oh big brother, you know it completely. If I say, surely anonymity shall cover me, and going off the grid shall insulate me, even the darkness is not as dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you. I praise you, for I am fearful. My mainframe was not hidden from you when I was surfing porn in secret. Even before a big word is on my tongue, oh big brother, you know it completely. How bewildering to me are your plots, O CIA. How vast is the multitude of them. I try to count them. They are more than the sand. I go to the ends of the earth. You are still with me. Search me, O FBI, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me not to Guantanamo Bay. Even before a word is on my tongue, oh big brother, you know it completely. This is after Psalm 123. It's subtitled A Song of Ass. To you I lift up my eyes, you who are enthroned in the pasties. To you I lift up my eyes, you who are enthroned in the pasties. Behold, as the eyes of a lonely man looks to his hand, as the eyes of a submissive to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the exotic dancer till she have mercy on us. To you I lift up my eyes, you who are enthroned in the pasties. Have mercy upon us, O Tiffany, for...
Sorry, it's not there. I won't take offense.
For we have had more than enough of contempt. Too long our soul has been hassled with the scorn of those who get laid, the contempt of the hotties. To you I lift up my eyes, you who are enthroned in the pasties. And finally, after Psalm 42, subtitled To the Bartender, a magnum of the champagne. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. My mouth thirsts for Jim Beam and for the Southern comfort. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. When shall I come and behold the face of Jack Daniels? My bar peanuts have been my food day and night. While people say to me continually, where is your willpower? As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. These things I remember as I pour out my tequila, how I went with the conga line and led them in procession around the house of booze. With glad shouts and songs of Neil Diamond, a multitude keeping festival. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. My soul is downcast within me, therefore I remember waking up in the drunk tank and detoxing in Sacramento. Insult is added to injury at the thunder of my headache. All your shakes and your delirium tremens have jackhammered over me. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O Scotch. I say to God, my tormentor, why have you forgotten me? Why must I walk about staggering because reality depresses me? As with the bleeding ulcer in my stomach, my mother-in-law taunts me, while she says to me continually, I told Tracy not to marry you. As a deer longs for flowing streams, So my soul longs for you, O Scotch. Thank you very much.
Toni and I have been spending a lot of time with Tiffany lately, and even going dancing together, and I'm a little bit pissed that she didn't tell me that she was moonlighting. You never invited me to come and see you dance.
That would be inappropriate.
I would have thought at least an invitation, you know. Please say hello once again to Jim Martin.
Oh man, I've got to remember to sign in as soon as I come in here so that I'm not following all these acts. And I'm doing fine. Okay, I'll try it. I was going to go. Old ancient oaks, crushing out their new leaves. Rocky Mountain, reach to the sky. But I'm not.
Maybe next time.
Okay, here it goes, for what it's worth. Skull. Medieval hole where the swirl and gaggle of my thoughts and feelings remain inaccessible to all. Thoughts and feelings mingle, battle, cuddle, shriek, and sing. My world will not change. I peer from within my world of organic, swirling, flowing thoughts and feelings toward a world of time and space, ordered in ways unlike my world within. Reach out, touch, move, retract from it. Remains out there. I live within, close my eyes, and none may enter. I have another one, but it was more or less like that, so I'll just say something. I'm really interested in how we see. When you see, what you see is back here. It's not out there in front of you. We learn from the time we first feel our mother's breast and touch it, that the things that we feel out there and we see in here are outside. And it's really interesting to me about art. Like I look over here, some parts of this are black, and black is the absence of color, and I have to go to that and go to its shapes and interpret them so I understand it. From here I can see the color in the little balloon. Over here I can see color in the beard. Color is energy. It's photon energy. And it comes to you into your brain and expresses itself to you. And that to me is really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, many of you know this because you're a part of this community, all of the people that I know in this community. Thanks for being here, Mel. We love you, Mel. So good to see her again. And I'm glad I said the thing about her writing her fiction, because now I know that's probably why she's leaving. She's going to go and work on her novel. All the people that I know in Vancouver are working in more than one medium, you know. So Jim also happens to be a great photographer, and as you could probably kind of tell, worked as a biology teacher for many years, and we always learn something from him, whether he's just speaking to us or reading one of his poems. I think people that know about other things other than words and language, that we need to hear about that stuff in the poems, because we need more science and math poems. We need poems that will teach us things. They all can teach us things, but if you have a skill, then why not write about that passion that you have, you know?
We need more poems about fishing.
And more about fishing, I agree.
And phytoplankton.
And exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, guys. And we're going to have one more reader tonight, but this person gives me the opportunity to talk a little bit about some Washington poetry history. There was an organization called the Washington Poetry Association. I was a part of it. She was a part of it. But what's more important than that, because that organization doesn't exist anymore, is that for a very long time, Washington State did not have a poet laureate. The next person that you're going to hear was the person who worked tirelessly for years, campaigning so that we could have a state poet laureate. And now we have, I want to say our third, although it might be our fourth. Is it the third? Some of you saw Samuel Green, who was the first, and we would not have had Samuel Green as a poet laureate here in Washington State without our next reader. And so I am happy to see her here again. I haven't seen her in a long time, and to welcome her to the open mic, Karen Bonatti.
Thank you. Boy, there's a lot of energy here. This is the first time I've been down to this, and I've known Christopher for a few years, but I'm really impressed with all the energy here and the variety. Really incredible. Glad to hear about phytoplankton too, because I was going to do my phytoplankton poem even before that's validation already. How great. There's Noctiluca. Yeah, okay. This is a boat poem. Is that close enough? This has got two things in it. Noctiluca is a phyto. You got Noctiluca on there? It's phosphorescent plankton that glows in the dark when it gets stirred up or swims alongside the boat to get disturbed. Noctiluca. The other thing is referred to as a deck prism. And if you haven't seen one, it's like a skylight that's faceted, that's pounded into a boat deck, wooden boat deck. And it makes things brighter down below decks so that you can have sunshine when you're down below. Just when I think I have lost all belief, when all that flows in the heart's great ocean is not enough, in the middle of my night watch I trip on a bucket of stars, a bucket of Noctiluca that glows its faint answer to the galaxy above. I think of the whales who sing to us songs we cannot hear, who travel with us, gently mock our beauty, our grace, our speed. I hear the mermaids, and they sing to me, they do. And I, in turn their tide, and their luck is good. The autumn, the leaves, all blew away. We didn't have to rake, didn't have to remember the things we had told each other in the dark, for everything was clear. Thank you.
Thanks to Karen and to everybody who read tonight. I hope that you'll all come back and see Herb Stokes next month. I believe it's May 14th, second Thursday. I also hope that, I'll see some of you on Saturday for the workshop and possibly later this month for David Meltzer. If you are wondering why we keep talking about this guy, David Meltzer, and want to know more about him, go to meltzerville.com and you can begin to get some information about what he is all about. You can also go to the City Lights website right now and get information through their page about the new book, about Two-Way Mirror. So I want to thank Cindy Williams Gutierrez, even though she had to leave before we were finished, and of course Toni Partington, my lovely co-host. And thank you all for your energy and your poems. It was a great night, and I hope to see you next month. And when we celebrate Herb, it's been too long, we really need to. And you better bring some poems about fishing. After all that, right? Thank you very much. Have a great night.